Brahma was elated. Creation would take care of itself now. He had created man, the highest form, God's own image, the intent of the universe. So rapturous was the Deva that he forgot every trouble he had encountered thus far, every hurdle that had seemed insurmountable, even the terrible curse that Narada had laid upon him. "You shall desire that which must not be desired," words that were about to come true. Emerging from Brahma's body, Manu was his son and Brahmi his daughter. A curse is a curse and it knows no ties. Once uttered, it becomes a part of natural law and must come to pass, inexorable as an arrow inching closer and closer. Narada had spoken, and his words, like unripe fruit, had been waiting for the right season. "You shall desire that which must not be desired." The curse came into effect now as Brahma began desiring his own daughter. Brahmi was a woman of exceeding beauty, and the Creator became besotted with his own creation. His flesh was now craving for his own flesh. As soon as Brahmi stood before him to pay her respects, she realized his intentions. His eyes were not exuding with love, but lust, insatiable lust. The daughter immediately moved to Brahma's right to avoid his gaze. Lo and behold, a second head sprouted on that side of the god, so that he could continue looking at her. She shifted to his left and a third head sprung forth. She moved again to stand behind him, and a fourth head emerged there. Thoroughly exasperated now, Brahmi rose high up in the air. But the Creator's passion knew no bounds. A fifth head bloomed right atop his other four heads, yearning for her. Finding their sister in distress and their father shaming himself, Marichi and Atri hastened to warn him. "Do not succumb to the words of Narada. You are the Creator Supreme. How can you harbor impious feeling towards your own daughter? How can you impose your will upon Prakriti herself? You have produced Brahmi for a divine purpose. Do not give in to action that may render your entire creation inauspicious." Alas, Narada's curse was way more potent. Its claws so fastened over Brahma that he began to chase Brahmi. She kept running here and there, but seemed there be no escape from her father. In a desperate bid to foil him, the woman began transforming herself into animal forms. She turned into a cow, but Brahma turned himself into a bull. She became a mare, he became a stallion. She became a duck and he became a drake. She turned into a doe and he turned into a buck. This went on and on as she morphed into 100 creatures: reptiles, insects, birds and mammals. Animals of air, land, river and sea, and every time the bewitched Creator kept turning into her male counterpart, tarnishing that hallowed binary of Nara and Nari that had been revealed to him. Since Brahmi thus took 100 forms, she acquired the name Shatarupa, and this is how all animals now came into existence on earth. A furious Shiva materialized and began to condemn Brahma. The Creator came to his senses now. He begged forgiveness, but Destroyer's rage boiled over and he severed Brahma's fifth head on top, leaving him with only 4. "Such wild thoughts are unworthy of pardon," Shiva hissed. "From now on your 4 mouths shall keep forever reciting the Vedas to repent for today." Suddenly the Destroyer paused. Something was clinging on his left hand. He glanced down to find the Creator's severed head stuck to him. Shiva frowned, but the next moment he realized that decapitating Brahma had amounted to Brahmahatya, killing of a Brahmin. Hence the head had attached itself to him as a penalty for his sin. But what Mahadeva did was justified, Shatrupa argued. Why must not he be punished? An action will always give birth to a reaction, independent of its context. Atri explained, Our father lusted because he was under the influence of a curse, and yet he paid the price. Similarly, Mahadeva too faces the consequence of his deed, no matter how valid. The rules of brahmanda apply equally to all. The destroyer began roaming throughout the universe now, but found no remedy. The head remained struck. Soon its flesh began to rot and fall, leaving only bones. As Shiva wandered, thus with the skull clinging on his hand, he earned the name Kapali. Time passed and he set foot on earth. Suddenly a miracle came to pass. At one place the skull detached from his hand and fell on the ground. The god had been purged. He realized that this land here offered salvation, that anyone who came here would be absolved of every sin, and the site became Kashi or Varanasi. Not long after, Manu found Shatarupa in pensive mode. Clasping her gently, he lay her head on his heart. "What ails you, beloved?" "I fear," replied the mother of mankind. "I fear now to beget the female race. If a father can endanger his own daughter, who shall keep them safe? Who shall heal them if everyone wounds them?" He remained silent, but she trembled. I fear now to give them beauty, for men might disrobe them. I fear now to give them wisdom, for men might degrade them. I fear now to give them choices, for men might disown them. I fear now to give them power, for men might destroy them. I fear, Manu. I fear.